Hey, what's going on YouTube? Here I am doing an install video for a hood solar panel for the 6th gen 4Runner. It's by LenSun Solar. They're nice enough sending it out for the build series. So let's get into the install. All right, I'm pretty sure most of you guys know what a hood solar panel is, but I guess if not, it's basically just a big solar panel that goes on the hood. This is 100 watts and it's going right there. So that's pretty impressive, 100 watts. Solar technology in the past few years has just gone crazy. All right, so everything on this table is, I believe, what you need to install this. You're gonna need a knife, you're gonna need some painter's tape, better zip ties, a pencil, maybe a tape, we'll see, definitely a squeegee. And here's the tape they included to, taper down. You're gonna 100% need water and Dawn dish soap, or any dish soap, I guess. You're definitely gonna need that. And then I forgot to put this here, but you're gonna need a couple rags. Let me grab that. All right, I went and picked up my microfiber towel, forgot that. In this box right here is the vinyl wrap, and then that's the solar panel. So the vinyl is a big sticker that goes on the hood right here. So when you mount the solar panel on top of it, it doesn't mess up your paint. Pretty nice. Let's get installing the vinyl. All right here on the hood, some people use alcohol to really clean this, but we kind of just got this, so I don't really think that's necessary. So I'm just spray down with this, soap and water and wipe her down. All right, now that we're sprayed, let's get going. Now it's okay if you have some soap left over because you're gonna use it to mount the vinyl anyway. Just wanna get the big stuff out of here. Kind of just push it out of the way. This hood's pretty big. I gotta reach pretty far. I ain't short. All right, that looks pretty good. Let's go set up the vinyl. All right, I have the vinyl laid out on the hood. Since it's all rolled up, I kind of just put a tape there and kind of just letting it get to whatever form it wants to be. It might be a little hard to mount if you have it all rolling up on you. So I recommend just letting it sit for a little bit and get to the form it wants to be. All right, I'm gonna cut this excess fabric or vinyl sheathing off just to get it out of the way. All right, there we go, cut the excess off. Now it's a little easier to see what we're dealing with. If this would stay unwrapped, that'd be nice. All right, now I'm gonna take some painter's tape and put it right here, like right where I think the vinyl's kind of going. This isn't in the instructions, I'm just doing this to see. All right, painter's tape. All right, now I'm gonna measure out where I put the painter's tape, and it's literally like exactly 30 inches. So I'm gonna just put a mark at 15, just so I can have center when I'm doing the vinyl. All right, now I'm gonna find the middle of the vinyl with the painter's tape. So I'm gonna just guess where the middle is right here. Then I'm gonna measure it, and then I'm gonna mark it. So it's basically 29 inches. All right, now I'm gonna mark center. All right, so now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna grab a corner of the vinyl. Come over here. A little difficult because it keeps wanting to roll up, but here we go. There we are. Give her a good drench. You want to be really generous with this. Okay. Now I'm gonna take my scissors. All right, after you cut that off, you want to be very generous down here with the wetting. Probably re-wet your thing. Set that. And get her where you kind of want it. All right, so the reason you do the soap is so you can still move it around pretty good. So if you feel it getting a little sticky, just lift her back up carefully and drench again. Now I'm gonna pull it back like this. Now I'm gonna tear off the rest of the, oh my God. All right. There we are. Now make sure to drench this pretty good. Okay, now drench your hood. Okay, that should be good. And then flop her back over. Okay. So that's center of what I measured, but you kind of just want to make sure it looks good. Don't squeegee it yet. That's like, man, I did that good. Holy crap. So that's about center. A little over maybe. Let me grab a tape, see what I'm at. Okay, that's perfect. All right, that's pretty squared on. You have time, you're not in a rush to do this. So my mark here was off just by a little bit, but now it's pretty much squared. So now I can, I'll leave that on for now. Now you just want to start squeegeeing it out, just like this. Let it run down. After you squeegee it a little bit, you can probably remove your center tape. I will in a sec. This can go. All right, now we're in business. Now you don't have to go as much as I'm going, I guess, on squeegeeing, but I just want to make sure all the water's out. It'll make it probably stick a little better. I've mounted a few decals like this before, and that's what I've kind of, oh nice, got some water on me, but that's kind of what I've learned. Get as much of it out as you can. Also make it dry faster. All right, the vinyl's looking good. I make sure to get as many bubbles out as I could. Now let's go ahead and start taping up the solar panel. All right, now I'm gonna just kind of clean the bottom of the solar panel off a little bit with the soapy water and let it dry. Not a lot. All right, that looks a lot better. We'll let it dry a little bit and then we'll put the tape on. All right, they send 2 of these really thick double-sided tape rolls, so you kind of want to use as much as you can and leave a little bit left over to mount your control module under the hood. All right, I got it all taped up. Since this is where the wind will be hitting, I made sure to do a lot more here and then just random strips and then, you know, all the sides. I wish with this one that they sent a little bit more tape just to really get her down. I guess you could always use silicone or whatnot to do it. So let's get our markings on the vinyl to get this mounted. All right, so don't peel the other end off quite yet. Take it, slide it on. All right, now take your time, get it where you want it, all leveled out. All right, once you get it where you want it, you're gonna take a lot of painter's tape, paint this end of it so you can flip it onto your windshield, peel it off, and then just flip it back. So let's see how that works out. All right, so I just put the edge of the tape right where I want the edge of the panel, just so I can help guide it when I want to bring it down. Just like that. Just make it easier to figure out where you want it. All right, fold her back and start peeling. All right, I pulled it all off. Sun is out and bright. So now's the good old moment of truth to get her down. Kind of just nice and slowly. Okay, now don't press down hard yet. Make sure your lines are all good. That's pretty good. I mean, oh yeah. Okay, let's step back and look. That looks pretty solid. So now press down, remove your tape, and put some weights on it. All right, while I'm letting it dry, I went ahead and added, I didn't film it, but a bead of black silicone along all the edges, especially in the front, just to make sure there's no gap or whatnot. I don't know if you guys might be able to see it, I don't know. But I did black silicone all around it just to make it watertight, dust tight, and really get it on there. All right, I put a bunch of just random stuff on there to weigh it down. I wanted to cover as much of it as I could. So you're supposed to let this sit for a few hours to cure all the way. So I'll see you guys in a couple hours. All right, so they send you some of these like plastic stick-on clips to go to the top of your hood. Here, let me pull one out. So they send you something like this. I don't know if the camera can really pick it up, and you just peel this off and stick it. So it gives you some zip ties. So the theory is to like stick it there and then you zip tie it to it. So let's see how that works. All right, so you can see I put the sticky thing in the zip tie so it holds the wire up there. Then you can just like run it. So let me get the rest of it ran. All right, you can see right here I ran the wire with those sticky things, and it comes right here to the battery. Use your double-sided tape. I'm gonna mount this to the fuse box, so use your double-sided tape to get this down there and then wire it up. So let me get this mounted and I'll come back. All right guys, I kind of got it all wired up. Now for this stuff right here, I didn't do it super permanent. So I kind of left all the slack and stuff because most likely we're gonna have to move this whenever we get switch pros and other wiring stuff. So I just put this as a temporary thing to have it on there and leave all the slack so I don't screw myself in the future. But yeah, I just ran the wire all right there. And then, you know, use more of their sticky things on the side of this and ran it up. Let me get it close so I can show you guys what it looks like all done, but that's what the wiring looks like. I know it looks messy, but all right, there's what it looks like with the hood closed. Got the silicone just to close that gap, and these gaps right here looks great. Here, let me step back a little bit so you can kind of see. It also will help with like reflections and stuff coming off these silver hoods. At least on my silver truck, the reflection's pretty gnarly. But there you go, guys. That's how you install it. Pretty easy. It takes a while because you have to let two different things dry for a couple hours, so that's what takes forever. But the install by itself doesn't take that long. And yeah, the wire just runs down like this. I got it nice and tight, won't move. That's great. All right, guys, if you enjoyed that video, like, comment, subscribe. I'll leave a link to this hood solar panel in the description. And thank you again, LenSun. You gave one for my truck, and now the 4Runner. I love it. It still works on my truck after 3 years. I love this product, keeps my battery topped off. And I have noticed that my batteries do last longer with having the solar panel on there. So it kind of saves you money sooner or later, hopefully, pay itself off. Anyway, thank you guys for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, and follow my Instagram. It'll be down below. I post a lot of other content on the truck and the 4Runner. Have a good one.